Hi guys, this is Sydney. So I just had this urge to be on camera. So I don't know whatever that's gonna come out for me to share at this time. For those of you who may resonate, need this at this time, basically. So what I'm getting is there are a lot of things that maybe trying to like shake you up. That's kind of the collective energy that I'm sensing. So I kept receiving this like message that there may be some sort of like a natural disaster, and specifically what came was earthquake, and especially in that Japan, Korea, China region. And it's going to somehow escalate some sort of like territorial wars or territorial conflict that they've been having for years in history. And we just had a new president in Korea. The one that was before was forced by the people to come down because he was doing a lot of things that were not really for the people. And even with this new person, I'm not really into politics at all, so I don't really follow the news or I don't do anything at all. And whenever the information that I need to know, it just shows up. So that's how I got to know that there was a new president, and that was the person. And I recognized him from a TV show that he did years ago when he was not a president, of course, when he was kind of a politician. And he was married back then, but he got divorced. And they were showing the family life, basically his married life with his wife. So that energy came to me as information, and I kind of sensed his energy archetype. I don't know, over the years it may have changed, but for some reason it's coming through. It's been coming through. So what I'm sensing is that he's not going to be the one that's going to bring peace and harmony, but more as the word that is coming is catalyst, but more in a negative sense. So it's going to escalate more of the negative political issues, diplomatic issues, and then what I'm receiving is that he's not going to be that diplomatic. He's going to be more direct and more, what I'm sensing is a stubborn energy that is not in balance. So more playing from the egoic place. So and that's going to create a lot of like strong law enforcement based on centralized control, and that's going to put a lot of people in fear once again. And specifically, this is going to be for the collective. I don't know which country is going to be applied in this category specifically, but just in general is what is coming. That they're using war as that fear tactic to put people or to sleep or continue to have people in anger, fear, and distract them so that they trigger them to hold on, which is control, so that they don't wake up. And another tactic that is coming up is in finance. So they meaning like, you know, the people who are on the side of the centralized power, or they want to maintain that status quo. They're going to come up with new laws, new policies, especially in finance sector is what is coming, with a lot of political risk right now. They're now going to tie that with the financial aspect of life, that they're going to change something, put constringent restrictions are the words that are coming, and that people will go into, the word that is coming is frenzy of some sort, like they're gonna feel rushed to do something before this happens, or rushed to do before that happens, and all of this like make them go into that chasing energy, to put people in the energy of lack and scarcity mindset continuously is what is coming up. And it's going to create outbursts of fear, because at this time within our structure, finance is a big aspect that has a lot of controlling factors of one's own physical security at this time, whether it's your home, your car, like all these physical assets, as well as, you know, like in money as well. So actually this has been with me, like this message or this energy, for the past week pretty strongly. And now for some reason it is coming for me to share for those of you who may resonate. So if you encounter these news or these energies, even though you're detached from mainstream media, you don't watch the news, you don't follow the news, one of the tactics could be that it could just show up on your like social media feed all of a sudden, or you hear people talking about it, so you hear about it, and that's how they want to transfer the energy of fear to your energy field. So when you are encountering these moments, before it was war, and that the guidance that I received from Source Gaia and my spirit team at the time was not to be shaken by it, not to give your attention to it, or get too much in the head and get too curious of, you know, who's right and wrong and all this morality judgment. That's going to it's the parasitic energy. So this one is also the same. So there will be, like, I just gave the information with the political like stuff that I tapped into as an example in Korea. So there will be a lot of these like political stuff coming up, tied together with specifically finance for some reason that is coming up. Because they know that if you have like children especially, it could really make someone anxious, afraid. Immediately one goes into that lack, scarcity mindset, basically meaning they will hold the vibration of fear. So just as a reminder, you can use these affirmations to sort of go back into your power, saying, everything flows easily into my life, and that's going to be the reality that you're going to align with, and everything is working out for me perfectly in alignment with the highest intentions of the universe, and that you are aligning with the energy, that you welcome in energy of abundance, and that I am grateful wherever I am, and I remain detached, and I remain balanced, and that the abundance is not only from the material world, it's the inner energy. So when you have that, you maintain balance, and that means you maintain a neutral perspective with your third eye. So you don't go into duality, or they're like distracting you to play out duality. And that you start rooting your energy in gratitude, which is the basis of the energy of abundance. That everything that you need will be met and will be supported, and that you are resourceful, and that whatever happens, you are allowing things to take place because it is for your highest good, even if it may not seem that way when the event takes place. So you stay in faith and you stay in trust in the universe, endless support. So this may sound pretty simple and easy, but when you are triggered with certain emotions based on your own trauma or what you are carrying as trauma signature, it could be a little bit challenging, but that's the whole point, is something that is coming up for me to share. The whole point is for you to really turn pain into power, whatever that comes your way as limitation or lack and scarcity, which we call limiting beliefs based on conditioning, which is basically an illusion, another illusion. But we don't see that, or we don't perceive it as an illusion because of the programming and conditioning. And what we often perceive tends to be the truth in that moment. You see what I mean? That's why people gossip or spread rumors and all of that, because people tend to not want to go for the truth or the fact, but they're easily played by the manipulation of perception game, right? And when someone says so and so, that person is this or that person is that, because a lot of people in the collective are living in the reality of survival day to day, subconsciously what they're going to focus on immediately will be, will it harm me, as a defensive mechanism. So when someone says so and so, I heard that he is going to, she is like that and blah blah blah, they don't really care about trying to find out the truth, or not listening or paying attention to these, like what other people say about, or the idea of someone, right? Meaning someone's unique perspective on someone or a situation, where someone says, oh, that place is really dangerous, or that place is this. That's why they spread all this like ideas that certain countries and certain continents are full of danger and they're this and that. But once you actually visit, you will have a whole different experience, because you now face the truth. You see the reality of the truth. You see, that's how it plays usually. And so it triggers the fear in people. So people are immediately going to have this calculation or comparison or analysis, or like they're going to register is the word, register with their mind. Basically, when they're unconscious, is it going to harm me? And when it's something negative about someone or negative about something that they hear from other people or the media, and usually they do this, like the media do this to control the perception of you, and certain people do this to control the perception of someone. You see what I mean? For example, if they can control you, they're going to start spreading something about you to create an idea about you to the person next to them or the group, and then so that they start to have this idea about that person or a situation. That's how marketing works. That's how gossiping works. That's how bullying works, manipulation works. So, and people buy into this because when someone has a lot of survival energy in them, meaning a lot of fear, lack, scarcity, they will believe it right away without assessing, meaning without taking that matter into your own account and then doing the research, or you're going to stay neutral until you talk to the person or experience the situation. You see what I mean? So that's how they want to register something in your mind. I don't know why they want me to share this about this particular topic, but I believe that it is for someone that may resonate at this time. Okay, so it is important to understand how this things work in detail and delicacy, so that when you are in a situation where you feel like someone misunderstands you, or they don't see who you are for who you really are and all that, or you just heard something about certain things or certain topics or what's going on in the world, to stay sovereign, always do your own research, and also stay neutral, meaning do not go into either right or wrong immediately. Or if you are conscious enough, you will stay detached or away from someone who's spreading it, because you know that that person has control issues, right? Now it's about this person or this situation or targeting this company or this nation. But next thing you know, it could be about you as well, because that's the energy that they hold. You see what I mean? So for some reason that's coming up for me to share at this time. So just yesterday, what I received was a lot of, not a lot, but certain souls or individuals in the collective who have been doing the work have successfully removed the sixth veil in their third eye, which I shared about it about a month ago, a little before Gemini season. So that's going to be the major theme in Gemini season, which I received as information from the angelic realm. So just yesterday, last night, I received suddenly that the sixth veil has been removed for certain individuals in the collective. And so this may be a little bit of a specific message. So take however resonates. That you are now seeing through all these illusions and limiting beliefs and tactics with more clarity, And to come to this point was not an easy journey. You had to deal with a lot of psychological plays, that other energies were trying to take up your space, your mental space. So basically that's taking your power away, right? The more you have someone on your mind and that these people are trying to harm you, they're trying to do this to you, but you remained calm and neutral and in unconditional love, but staying detached and not get that energy. Because the more you react in fear, meaning like respond in anger or react in anger or react in hatred, and then all of a sudden you're going to have all these like narratives coming up that's going to justify your emotions at the moment, and that you're going to hate strongly about that person or the particular situation that made you feel triggered, or that you kind of see that as a potential threat, and that you're angry and you're defensive. That's lower energies, lower vibrational energies, meaning like shadow energy, dark energy. And once you go into that, what happens is, you maybe have a very like shining bright aura. Now it's all tainted. Now it's all clogged. A lot of this gunks, right? So that you don't feel light, meaning you don't feel like you're flying in joyful energy, but you start to feel heavy. You start to experience like a lot of overthinking, worries and anxieties and feelings of insecurities. And these energies are not yours, but someone attaching or projecting the energy. And subconsciously, because you hold certain fear, that fear in your subconscious is reacting to their negative energies, meaning in that moment that fear energy is matching and aligning to their lower vibration, meaning pulling down your energy vibration. You see how that works? So that's why when these things happen, this is in line with the latest video as well, that you want to not take it too seriously, meaning once you take it too seriously, you start to dig in. You give your attention to that. You feed your attention. And that's what they want. And that's how they take light. It's like a vessel, like they stick to you, right? You had a lot of light, and now it's like they're sticking their cords, and then they're sucking the light out of you, and their dark or lower vibration energies is now spreading and then dimming your light, basically. You see? And we call that someone taking your power away, or that like parasitic vampire energy, so-called, right? So for some reason, this is coming up because a lot of souls, as a result of their own inner work, are going to expand their light even more and more with this like higher light codes coming, Gaia like raising its vibration. And so the gap between people who remain asleep and people who are waking up and transforming like really quickly, the bigger the gap, bigger this attempts to attach onto the light expanding. You see what I mean? Because that's just the nature of how like a moth to a flame is coming up once again. So continue to cleanse your energy, and if it's triggering you, look into that area where you may be holding onto fear. And the moment you go into the narrative is because you want to have control over the situation. And it's the resistance to the flow state. It prevents you from receiving the abundance from the universe. You see what I mean? Because you're immediately blocking it by trying to control everything. And that's what they want you to do. It also has, it's likely that these people or situations hold a lot of competitive energies based on their, abandoned shadow work, meaning they are operating on a lot of the ego to compete and to win. So there are going to be a lot of energies of jealousies, envies, and basically they don't want you to do well. They don't want you to do better than them. And they don't like that you seem to be doing better or something of that nature, because they just somehow are drawn to recognize the energy that you hold on a subconscious level if it's not conscious. You see what I mean? So that is what is coming up. So the spiritual hygiene, energy protection, especially if you are going into a very crowded places, you can just take a moment. For example, if there's a tree around or you go into an airport, you can simply touch the tree, cleanse your aura, and then shield it with a brown golden light around you. Another thing that you can do is you can do this all together. You can consciously close down all your chakras, close all the petals. If it's open, close down by visualizing all this petal closing in your crown, third, throat, heart, all these chakras in your body, the major ones. And then you can call in Archangel Michael to put a shield around your auric field. Or what you can do is you call your power back from any entities or people from other timelines, including all the past timelines, parallel timelines. And then you visualize resuming your power from all these different timelines, and then storing the energy in your solar plexus, and closing that petal in your solar plexus to store the energy and not lose it. So, okay, I'm just going to relocate as I speak. And there's a reason why. Because as I was sharing this message, I was alone outside, and all of a sudden there was a person that just came out and smoking. And usually it's a sign for these things happen basically all the time whenever I record a message outside. So just have that in mind. All of a sudden people coming up. The other time while I was recording, it was very quiet, and then a group of tourists started to come in just as I was recording. Or I share this in another video, just as I was recording. New customer comes in and they order something, and there's noise because they have they order smoothie or something like that, and that noise is constant. So all these energies, you will notice the pattern, because this is like a virtual reality. It's like a kind of a computer game. You just have to notice and then continue to play your game to go on to the next level. So I just came out of that because, first of all, that smoking is going to immediately distract me, right? And then that person's energy will pull on my energy. And usually for me, like when you're in the cafe, they may not be talking or they may not be looking at me, but when the energy is pulling on my energy, my body reacts and I know, and sometimes I can hear telepathically. So it's another distraction. So I have to like immediately cleanse the energy or cut the cords or something, you know, like do a little energy stuff. But that's the reality of how things are. So before, like in this place, I remember like I recorded, and as I was recording, all of a sudden the construction went really loud, something of that nature. So these things play out constantly. And just like you notice synchronicities everywhere, numbers and synchronicities, it's like when you play a game, I'm not a really game player. I never really enjoyed computer games. I never really played computer games or any sort of games in my life for some reason. And then, you know, like when you, like kind of like a Mario game, Super Mario, that like something show up on the side, right? Ding, 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 and you notice like, and then that's like synchronicities in this game of Earth, life, however you want to call it, or you resonate with what I'm sharing with this like words at this time. So this is a much bigger place. And so with all of this, it wasn't like I like recognized and knew about all of this like all at once suddenly. It was gradual. I had to learn my way through. I had to like recognize and realize what that is and what I need to do and stuff like that. So everything is a step-by-step process. And if you are at a certain point in your spiritual journey that you have worked really hard, the truth is a lot of people in the collective, not saying like they're lower vibrational, so they're like bad or, you know, they're like in a worse place. It's just that they have a lot of energy that they need to let go of simply, and when they don't do it, it becomes harming to someone or the collective, and because of that, just like that, you know, I shared about the, you know, like the people, rather than people caring for the truth or the fact, they're easily bought into perception that is designed to trigger their survival instinct or survival scarcity lack needs. So they register that even, and they don't seek to, they don't, it's like, and this happens everywhere. Like insurance companies who sell like insurance for, let's say, medical care. They're messing up or they're playing with your perception, and that's triggering the need for scarcity, lack, and so they pay like $5,000 a month just on medical insurance or something of that nature. And this is based on this like a Korean like a talk show that I saw like a few months ago. This singer who's in like his mid-50s, he used to be like very famous and popular in his 20s, and he got married and he has 3 children. And it turns out that he grew up really poor, just living in this really tiny house. There are no rooms, sharing with his parents and his sister. And now like he is very stable like financially, and he has like good house and a very good like neighborhood, so called, you know. And even now he still holds that survival scarcity mindset. So out of fear, he wants to protect his family and his children. And so he doesn't spend money on what he loves to do. Like he loves playing golf, he loves playing sports or doing other things. He's choosing not to aligning with what makes him joyful and perhaps heal his inner child, but he's holding on tight. And he says instead of putting money on these things, he's making a sacrifice for the family. That's what they and usually, like, I don't know about other countries in Korean society, like because we had wars like Korean War and stuff like that, it's been considered like a good father or good mother if you like sacrifice for the nation or your family and all that stuff, which is like another very much Piscean, age of Piscean energies that we are to live. We are living out of at this moment. So he was, he said he has so many like insurance, and he's perhaps putting in like at least more minimum $5,000 to $10,000 every month just on insurance. So that's how it works. Even though it is not playing out, even though it's not happening in his reality, he still lives in the past, as an example. And that age of Pisces energy is also representing the energy of the illusion. So that's why we've been heavily working on going into the mental space, working with our limiting beliefs, especially in this with a lot of Gemini energies. So just yesterday, Mercury went into Leo, and we will have Mercury retrograde in the, I believe around 17th, 18th July this year for about a month in Leo. So that's going to also help us to go into our mind, and especially helping us to review our visions and dreams and goals, or however you resonate with these terms, to ensure that it's not coming from the egoic space. That's why we're going to be in retrograde in Leo, that we will have to review these visions, goals, and these mindsets that you may be bringing, because that's going to build physically in your reality field. So the celestial forces are ensuring and supporting and helping us to align with that of the highest timeline or intentions, good of all, rather than from an egoic place of duality or that power struggle. So that is something that is coming up for me to share. And that Leo energy just started in Mercury yesterday. So it has already kicked in. It has already kicked in, and we are to further review this. And with this energy, it's also going to shake up a lot of the authority, the governments, and all of these things in different countries. What else? What else? So there is this guy in front of me, like just a little bit far. And I don't know if it's exercising or he's just walking around the tree, and he just started to like move, jump, and then like do a little hand movement and dancing, which made me laugh because it was so carefree, like before he was walking really quietly. And so when the energy feels really heavy, that's the best thing you can do. Just jump up, down, sideways to sort of rearrange your energy. Because when we get serious and stuck on something, the energy gets very stagnant. You see, you get stuck on something. And that's where you feel paralyzed. You're constantly thinking about it, going deeper and deeper into it, get sucked into it, right? But when you shake it up, it becomes lighter, okay? So with that, you can connect to something that makes you laugh. So that's, I think, all. For some reason, I want to stay here to share something with you guys, okay? So today's video is gonna be a little bit like, maybe I just show you around where I am. I love these stone tables that they have here. There are a lot of stone chairs, stone tables. There are ants everywhere. And there's this play, like they're over there, like people playing. I don't know if you can see it. Like far. I've seen this like time and time again, where like men, they play, they have this like kind of a tiny ball, and then they cannot use hands. They like kick it with their feet only, and it's amazing how they play. And they're playing that. So right now it's a very peaceful moment. Okay, so with that, the message that is coming, if you sense some energy like in your body is a messenger at times, right? And you start to notice your body tensing up and you get nervous around certain people or places or situations, you don't have to stay there. You don't have to stay there. You can remove yourself out of it. You have a choice. You always have a choice. Just like, okay, so that's why they wanted me to like showcase. When I don't like the energy and there's some distractions, I remove myself. So I walk out of the cafe, which is I have the free will to do. I don't have to stay there and complain and constantly give my attention to that guy who just sat very close to me suddenly and started smoking. And then you're like, oh, I don't like the smoke coming in, and why did he come here, or like all of a sudden this is happening. Like, these are a form of complaints in a narrative sense. So you always have a choice. Is just a reminder for anyone that may resonate at this time, is what is coming up for me to share. Or you can just, it's like sometimes here, like people tend to look at their phone without like this, like this kind of, what is it called, earphone or AirPods. They usually don't use any of the device, and they just play loud, and sometimes they play really loud and listen to all this news or music even, or they like sing, and very much nobody says anything about it here. And so you will, like, I encounter a lot of times even inside the cafes, they will just play, they will watch something, and they will like have a very high volume, and they will look at, like, scroll down. It's all in Vietnamese, so I don't understand, so which also helps. But the moment you pay attention to it because it bothers you, right? Meaning triggering you. And that the reason why it triggers is because there's an assumption immediately out of the that survival instinct, or that energy of fear, lack, and scarcity. That person is doing this to you, right? It's to harm you. So you start to take it personally, right? And so you start to immediately perceive on a subconscious level that person as an enemy. That's why you start to hate. That's why that you start to complain. And so something that you can do is recognize it now that you are aware of this internal process of the mental and psychological process of how it works. And you can just say, oh, they're enjoying something, let them do that. And then you will know immediately a lot of the times they stop playing and they turn up their phone or something, that event goes away, because you're not resisting. You're accepting what it is, and you're not operating from fear or lack, meaning anger, frustration, anxiety, or stress, or hatred. That immediately goes away. We call that game of earth life once again. So that is something that I'm guided to share for some reason at this time. So I think that's all I have for today. That's why I was like pausing, because they wanted me to share these last two bits. So anyways, these games are not easy, but we are here to make it easy, right? And that idea of pain into real power at this time. So at times I share this very lightly. That doesn't mean I don't take this game seriously. You see what I mean? That I'm not just here because I didn't have to go through anything. I came here because I went through it all. And so if you resonate, it's okay for you to acknowledge and not dim your light for everyone else. And a lot of people are not going to see you for who you are, or understand your story, or want to get to know your story. There will be a lot of judgments, right? They will immediately have an idea about your life, your stories, and your situations, and where you are, because they only see what you are now, right? So that's why it is important as a reminder to know your power, to know your truth, and that's all that matters. But here, a lot of people don't have that same level of consciousness yet. That doesn't mean you are looking down on them or you're belittling them. You're staying neutral, just focusing on yourself. And you can still have compassion and love for humanity, for everyone else, for their own journey and pain. Everyone has some sort of challenge, whether they're still in a lower vibration or a higher vibration, however you resonate with these terms. Everyone has their own stuff going on. So when you start to acknowledge it, you can still keep your heart open, but you can still say no. So you're going to love all, but you're going to say no to a lot of people, a lot of situations, and a lot of things. And that's the game of earth play, earth life right now at this time. Because everything made you who you are. All the pain, all that stuff, those memories shaped you, contributed in this life, time, however you resonate with that word. So simply keep on honoring all that you've been, all that you went through, and all that happened, on all that's happening, and release the control continuously. The moment you go into the narrative is trying to go into the survival to figure things out, so you are controlling the situation out of fear, because you perceive the person's situation as a harm to you, just as a reminder. So when you release that control, allow that to play out, and the universe will take care of everything, because it's beyond your hands, basically. It's not our job to fix or play God or play universe at this time. You are to focus on your inner healing or inner knowing or gardening, however you resonate, inner nurturing at this time, if you resonate, okay? So I hope this message helps, and I wish you a beautiful day wherever you are at this time. And I'm sending you lots of love, support your way. If you feel like you're alone, you're never alone. And that I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye. Hi guys, I'm back. So after recording, I went grocery shopping, and then I came home and I took a shower. And then in the shower, all of a sudden, additional messages came that they want me to share, meaning Source Guy and my spirit team. So I'm recording this now, and then I'm going to edit this in at the end. So the additional message, because I'm really thirsty right now, I'm just going to drink this. This is coconut, and share the message with you guys. So the additional message that came was there's a difference between intellectually knowing all this information and then embodying your truth and express your authenticity, meaning being who you are, is a totally different, the word that is coming is game, but actually it's a totally different level of the game. So there's a very sneaky, confusing energy that had been coming through the past 3-4 weeks, and more intensely like today, yesterday, coming through. And And I sat with it, and all of a sudden in the shower it came through that there are certain individuals that are carrying what seemingly authentic, what seemingly very likable energy is what is coming up. So the big message that came through was to remind someone, if you resonate of course, that we are not here to be liked, we are not here to be likable, but on earth plane in this game, with duality, with superior inferior duality, with wanting to be right wrong duality, all this idea, when we are in the egoic state, you can gather all this knowledge and information on psychology, on how mind works, and someone could play this out in a very refined, sneaky way is the word that is coming. So they know how to play very humble. They know how to play so-called normal. They know how to play at times very intellectual. They know how to play wise, is what is coming up. So that's why certain light workers especially needed to open up the sixth veil to discern these energies and individuals. There perhaps what I'm receiving is connected to a certain centralized power system, and they may carry a lot of light in their soul, but they're also being played is what I'm by these higher centralized forces, and they're buying into it as well, is what I'm guided to share. So they carry this energy of like very childlike, very approachable, very likable, but they're in a very deep down on an intricate energy level, they're playing the ego out, and they're very smart about it. So this is just coming up. So that's another level of game that we need to discern. And the only way is to discern this energy is not through logic, intellect, even a few encounters and experiences with them, but really dissect the energies. That's the only way is what I'm going to share. And this message may be specifically for light workers that may resonate at this time. So continue to discern. It's like the word that is coming is new level, new devil once again. So as we level up, there are going to be other things in the game that is going to show up, like the Super Mario. So that is coming up. So like even with this information I just shared, you could know this, intellectualize, and then when we are not really honest with ourselves, we could play this out in order to present ourselves in a certain way, to be liked, to be something or someone that could fool people or deceive people. And Source Gaia and my spirit team is coming on very strong with this message that we are not to play this game. So you are to continuously express your authenticity, speak your truth, and once again, you're not here to be liked. This game is not about likability, being liked, being popular, feeling superior, playing this, playing that. And while in amnesia, you will do all of these things to feel like you are on top of everyone else or of the game, but actually it's an illusion, another illusion. So we need to stay focused on understanding why we are here in the first place. It's for your soul evolution. It's to support humanity's ascension and support Gaia's ascension, and at large support Source, support the universe at large. So remember your mission, remember your purpose, why you came here. And as you level up, as you expand your light, as you express your authentic truth and you embody that authentic energy in your auric field, subconsciously, a lot of the things are playing out on the subconscious level. Perhaps what is coming is like, 90% or more. So it's going to trigger their darkness, even though you may not be doing anything. You may be just walking down, right? That's the whole purpose of you as a light worker, if you resonate as well, is to help people awaken through triggers, or help people who are ready or receptive to stay inspired, to level up their game, meaning to expand their own light continuously. So that's the whole purpose, is what I'm going to share. And just very discerning. The facade that they put on, these individuals, they may look like someone's dream come true. The idea of, or the concept of this whole life, or this identity based on the centralized powers have created and projected onto people through media, music, and everything else basically. And they're living that life, they're speaking this life, and they may present themselves as very much, the word that is coming is likable, approachable, likable. It's like they're so rich, they're super rich, but they're so humble, and they're this and they're that, and they will gain popularity and they will maintain that, but there's behind a lot of energy of hidden subtle control, and that it's all put together, is what is coming up. So this energy is very tricky and sneaky when I tap into it. So that's another additional message that came through. So the phone holder is keep going down. I need to get a new one. Is there anything else? So I feel called to give you a quick transmission to clear your third eye. So I have all these crystals in front of me. And this amethyst. Hiataka kuataka kiaka iataka kuataki kia iataka uataka kia iakaka uataka ia ikaka iataka kauataka uatatitiaki kia ia. Observe with your heart. Take a moment, slow down, to pause, to recognize. Okay. And then with selenite, I just want to cleanse your energy field, your auric field. At this time, more so than ever, we need to discern. As the light is increasing, their game, they're trying to also level up with their game, their tactics. Atakai, atakai, atakikiai, tune into your intuition. Continue to stay in love and increase your light by connecting with joy. Express your truth, authenticity, so that light dissolves all negative, lower vibrations. illusions, limitations. So that's how you can stay discerning, is what I'm going to share. So with that, I hope this additional message helps and transmission helps those of you who may resonate at this time and need this. And with that, I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye.